truth is the truth, period. Fuck all that bullshit. And why? To everything. Why? Why do we believe in the bullshit?
So we really, really do not want to be seen selling to these people. We've set up surveillance scramblers on your insurgents to give you some cover, but it's going to mean you absolutely have to stick together on the way to the sale.
But if it don't work, I ain't gonna lose nothing. Just like right now, somebody can see us doing this here and come in and interrupt. But it's almost like, why? I mean, it wouldn't make a lick of sense. It'd be like, why go fuck with this person and this person ain't doing nothing? Not real. is a mean fifth mission. Back to why to everything. You gotta ask the question. To question everything now. Now that you know you gotta think for yourself. Because the creator, which you've been believing in God and Jesus, isn't nothing but some man-made up bullshit. Some men came together after realizing that they wasn't created to be nothing but a dick for that real creator here on earth. Can't just think of woman that really do some shit. Man don't do nothing but jerk off into that woman. All that there is in us to be. And that woman is the one that creates that seed. Man just donate to that creator. And then how dare we believe in getting on our knees and saying some Our Father who art in heaven, knowing that the creator is neither man nor woman, black nor white, knowing that the creator is nobody's father or mother. The creator is just that, the loving, unconditional creator. And we are just a creation that was created to be in the conscious thinking human being here. There's some crazy shit going on, people. And we've been taught to be as stupid as we are as people. Because they didn't want us to be smart. Like our hearts. Because our heart is the only thing that's smart in our bodies. Because our hearts do what? It pumps the blood. It don't suck it. And the truth is the truth. She coming with the other truck. Should've got the jet off my car first. Get the jet off my car first. The true sense is your shit. Since you putting in work, and it is $1 million job. And you did bring that first call. And that first call. I'll bring all of them. Cause I got all the time. And while we're doing that deal, we're gonna listen to a little of this here. And I'm gonna lay up there and show it as soon as I get to where I know I'm going. Alright, there we go. Showing that. I'm in there. So what's this shit about this? That truck. 4 minutes. Fly all the way back and land. That truck ain't that fast, nigga. About that girl. We gotta go. Gotta get somewhere. package. And go straight to what I want to do.
And that, I believe, is everything sold. Next time you see those weapons, they'll be on the news.
Can't really see it. But that you don't need to see it. You just need to hear it.
Yesterday on the show, we spoke about the killing of Philando Castile, right? And the verdict that exonerates the police officer who shot him. And honestly, I thought that I felt all I could feel about this story until I got home and I watched a newly released video. And if you've already watched this video, you don't have to watch it again. I wouldn't say anyone has to watch this video, but if you haven't seen it, it is graphic, and you probably should watch it. And we're going to play it for you now.
Authorities have released dashcam video revealing the chilling moments that led to a police officer shooting and killing Philando Castile during a traffic stop last year in Minnesota. The video comes just 4 days after a jury found the police officer not guilty of manslaughter.
You have a license and insurance? I have to tell you, I do have a firearm. Okay. Don't reach for it, son. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
That was execution. He wasn't reaching for nothing. See? That's right there. That was murder. I'm just hoping that this don't spark nobody from being upset about bullshit. But that was bullshit. Like I said, and listen to the language that he's using.
I won't lie to you, when I watched this video, it broke me.
Look at the language
It broke me. You see so many of these videos, and you start to get numb. But this one, seeing the child,
wow,
that little girl, getting out of the car after watching a man get killed, it broke my heart into little pieces. Like, I thought of every joke people make about, oh, the most confusing day in the hood is Father's Day. People don't know where their parents are. Ha, black dads, black. That's a black dad that's gone. That's a child that grows up not knowing what it's like to have somebody in their life. Like, you watch that video, and you know what's the most painful thing is for years, people said that there's a simple solution to police shootings. Just give the police body cameras, film everything, then there'll be no question about what happened. Yeah. And black people have already taken that initiative, right? Thanks to cell phones, every black person has a body cam now. Black people have been saying for years, just give us an indictment, just an indictment. You know what, just get us in front of a jury, just in front of a jury of our peers, of our fellow citizens. We'll show them the video, the evidence, and then they will see it, and justice will be served. And black people finally get there, and it's like, wait, what? Nothing? You hear the stories, but you watch that, and forget race. Are we all watching the same video? The video where a law-abiding man followed the officer's instructions to the letter of the law and was killed regardless? People watched that video and then voted to acquit? And the saddest thing is that wasn't the only video that they watched.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are. Please, officer, don't tell me that you just did this to him. You shot 4 bullets into him, sir.
You shot 4 bullets into him, sir. It's mind-blowing that Diamond Reynolds has just seen her boyfriend shot in front of her. She still has the presence of mind to be deferential to the policeman. In that moment, the cop has panicked, but clearly black people never forget their training. Still in that moment, the black person is saying, sir, I respect you, sir. I understand what I need to do, sir. The same thing Philando Castile did. But still, according to the law, the jury had to make a decision. And that decision is, do you think this policeman was justified in thinking that his life was in danger? And their opinion, having watched that video, having listened to that exchange, they still said, yes, I can see why that cop was afraid. But why? Let's be honest, just why? Why would you say he was afraid? Was it because Philando Castile was being polite? Was it because he was following the officer's instructions? Was it because he was in the car with his family? Or was it because Philando Castile was black? It's one thing to have the system against you, the district attorneys, the police unions, the courts. That's one thing. But when a jury of your peers, your community, sees this evidence and decides that even this is self-defense, that is truly depressing. Because what they're basically saying is, in America, it is officially reasonable to be afraid of a person just because they are black.
Yeah, man.
One video on my laptop, then I'm playing another video on my smart tab, and then I'm doing another video on, I guess it's called an all-in-one pro smart tab, and then me, it is what it is, with the truth. I'm looking at it right now, these people here doing what they normally do, and bullshit.
You see, but then what you gotta realize too that's a you gotta realize too, Dave, that that's a old. Yeah, you cut my shit off. Why? It's it is what it is. Like I said, it is what it is. Okay, you gotta wait for them. Gotta wait for them. I said you have to wait for them. Now why they said now? I see now that goes to show you exactly how much people see how much they can get over on another person. No, you mad at this situation because 9 times out of 10 you was volunteered. Thank you. Alright, but you gotta realize, Dave, they just fucked up together because they all watch the same bullshit. I said they all watch the same bullshit, but they didn't fuck my own video up and everything, so that's why I'm breaking up. Gay. He's a pedophile. And
will open up. Will change, you know, new opportunities, new risks. That's here for you. Guys, through it. You know, feel a little freaked out, but you're gonna repress it. Wash it down. Never talk about it. Okay? Okay? Okay. First time. Please stop.
bro, like I said again, bro, people are stuck on stupid, dog, a lot of them.
Safety deposit box. When you get out of there, you get in that fast armored car, and you get the hell out of that place. You know, once it's clean, once you got no heat on you, you see me?
Yep.
In the box, you get paid. Okay.
Man, they'd have jumped in his ass like a dead bush.
Don't expect too much. There are wild.
I said, you know they'd have jumped in his ass. You know they would have.
Mind-blowing orgies in your future.
I know they doing it. They, like I said again, it messed with all my shit, man. It just cut me off on your internet.
Good luck.
Bullshit. got all the emblems on it. You know, another one don't have none of the emblems on it. Oh, this stupid ass game. I think that's auto cheap, y'all. I'm looking at one screen, it's showing with the emblems on it, on the other screen it's showing with it's not on it. I'm gonna take a snapshot of this shit. 1, 2. I wish I could turn the camera so you can see. The one at the top don't have no emblems on it at all. And that's my easy stand chair, where I sit in it. I crank myself up to the stand-up position. I move my arms and move my legs. I haven't been able to get in my easy stand machine because these motherfuckers with my medication. But it's all to the good. I'm getting that shit straight. Let's go. I'm gonna play a little of that Umar Johnson. I told you I ain't bullshitting with y'all. They can do whatever they want to with dealing with me. But I'm like yourself. I'm gonna get the truth out there. However I can. It is what it is. It's gonna do what it do. Y'all can get the truth if you want it or not. Come from me. I can try to be playing with them. You know what I'm telling you. It's good.
push my work out and push out who I was. And so now, globally, people know who I am. So New York and Chicago really helped push out the message as it relates to the war against black children and, of course, the good gospel of Garveyism. First thing I want to talk about today is a project that many of you have heard me speak about over the years. As Pan-Africanists, repatriation is a very serious concept for us. However, in the post-Marcus Garvey era...
Oh boy, y'all some bullshit. Y'all live in and stop my video, but I'm gonna leave it just like that there.
Pan-Africanists
and we're gonna drive around in this car until y'all do whatever y'all want to do. Cause I ain't stopping tonight.
as strongly as Garvey pushed it, nor as strongly as other Pan-Africanists before Marcus Garvey pushed it. We've given up on the concept of repatriation, and we've settled for a very watered down spiritual and psychological repatriation, where you hear Pan-African scholars say, if you can't go back to Africa physically, go back to Africa in your mind. Well, Marcus Garvey would have a problem with that, and I would have a problem with that, because you don't go to the Beyonce concert in your mind. You go to the Beyonce concert in your body. You don't go to the clothing store in your mind. You don't go and get your nails done in your mind. You don't go and buy a new car in your mind. So if you don't have to travel with your imagination to all these other places, why do you have to travel with your imagination back home to Africa? Now, for those of you who don't understand repatriation, let me explain it to you. Because a lot of people think repatriation means that all African people in America are supposed to pack up and move back to Africa. Not only you, but the Africans in Europe are supposed to pack up. The Africans in Central and South America are supposed to pack up. The Africans in the Caribbean are supposed to pack up. The Africans in Australia. Everyone should pack up and go back to the motherland. That is not repatriation. Repatriation is scientific and it is strategic. And as His Excellency Marcus Messiah Garvey spoke of it, repatriation is only for those who can give something back to Africa. Only for those who are loyal enough in their Pan-Africanism and in their African ideology to want to go back and do the groundwork. It is not for all Africans. In fact, Mr. Garvey said, quote, "Some of you are no good in America and will likewise be no good in Africa. I have no intention of sending every Negro back home." Well, I'm here to tell you, 80 years after Garvey, I am also not interested in sending every one of you back home. Could you imagine what it would look like if 40 million black folks showed up in Nigeria, or showed up in Ghana, or showed up in Ethiopia, or showed up in Tanzania, or showed up in South Africa, or the Congo, 40 million deep, getting off Noah's Ark, not with 2 giraffes, but 2 white girls on your arm. Not with 2 lions, but a basketball and a football under each arm. Not with 2 chimpanzees, but with a bottle of relaxer and a bottle of blonde hair color under each arm. The point is, repatriation is not a utopic idea. So then what is it, Dr. Umar? Repatriation is based on the premise that as Africa goes, so goes all of Africa's children. That means what? That means that until Africa is strong, you can never be. If you want to know why we haven't gone further in our civil rights struggle, if you want to know why we're still being murdered by our police, if you want to know why you've never gotten a share of America's wealth, look no further than the condition of your mother continent. I need y'all to quiet down. Her treatment and her level of respect reflects upon you. And your problem as African Americans is you keep on trying to escape Africa's shadow. You keep on trying to separate yourself from your race, thinking that if I identify as an American, maybe I'll be treated as one. We do the same thing in the UK. We do the same thing in the Caribbean. We do it in Asia and Australia, trying to run away from being black. Thinking that if we come up with a new ideology, if we come up with a new identity, white folks will accept us. Your destiny is tied up in the destiny of Africa. Marcus Garvey said, Strong people are strong everywhere. In other words, Chinese kids belong to gangs just like yours. There are Asian gangs in this country more violent than the Crips and Bloods have ever been. But they don't get killed by police. There are East Indian gangs in America, but those kids don't get killed by police. There's Native American gangs in America. Those children don't get murdered by police. So what is it about you? What makes you unique in the rainbow of multiculturalism is that you're the only non-white people in America for whom the country has no regard whatsoever for how it treats you. Because they know there's no country and there's no continent coming to argue in your defense. You are by yourself. And you are by yourself because you choose to be, not because you have to be. You've taken that African umbilical cord. You've detached it. You said we don't want to be identified with that continent. Treat us as a separate nation within the nation. But the world don't operate like that. Wherever they see a Chinese, Chinese are going to get respect because China gets it. Wherever they see an East Indian, East Indians are going to get respect because East India gets it. Wherever they see Arabs, Arabs are going to get respect despite the so-called war on terror. Because there's countries in the so-called Middle East that will not allow members of their race to be disrespected in another country. So if you think you're going to get some progress without seeing to it that Africa gets some progress, you're living in a dream world. Repatriation says some of you got to go back. Some of you engineers, some of you doctors, some of you educators, some of you business experts got to go back and work from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean to improve the status of our mother, Africa, so she can become strong enough to do what? Look out for us. We don't all have to go back to Africa. No one ever argued, no Pan-Africanist ever argued for a wholesale deportation of blacks from the West. Never. They said some. Some. And if some go and do their job correctly, the rest of you can live in peace because America will now know we can't kill them off on the streets no more. Because Zimbabwe said if we do, don't come looking for no more diamonds. We can't kill them off in the streets no more. Because Nigeria said the next time a black boy dies, don't come looking for no oil. We can't kill them off in the streets no more. Because the Democratic Republic of the Congo said the next time a black mother loses a baby prematurely on the birthing table, don't come looking for no coltan, no more cell phones for you. You need that protection. Repatriation says some of us go back to build up the continent so she can look out for us wherever we are. We have a right to live anywhere in the world. Pan-Africanism doesn't say we all got to be in Africa, but we must all be for Africa. Not all Chinese live in China, but every Chinaman is for China. Yep. Not all Italians live in Italy, but every one of them. Even Italian children who never been back home, they still wave that flag. Because they understand something a lot of you don't understand. The fact that you were not born there has nothing to do whatsoever with the DNA in your body. So in 2017, I'm working on a repatriation project. I want you to hear me well, because some of you may be interested. There's going to be 2 of them. We're going to spend 8 to 12 weeks in East Africa. And then we're going to spend 8 to 12 weeks in West Africa. You can sign up for one, or you can sign up for both. That's up to you. In order to go, you will be interviewed and evaluated and investigated. Because I can't afford to let one Negro infect the group that we're taking back home. Do you understand? You got to be careful with us. You're trying to bring that Jesus picture with you and mess up the whole program. Okay? You cannot go with me with your African name if that is not your legal name. If you legally changed it, fine. But some of you, your name is Tyrone Jackson on your paycheck, but you Aunt Patah in my damn face. Okay? I want the alias and the real one. And if that's really your real name, why you ain't changed it yet? Don't play with me. I'm not upset if you didn't change your name. I haven't changed mine. I'm just saying, give me the real deal. How do you get paid? That's the name that I want. Okay? We got to investigate you for your sexual orientation. I can't take confused Africans over there.
Don't need them.
All right?
Don't need them. Do not need them.
We're going to have to investigate you for your racial, romantic orientation. Brother, you got a white wife? You can't go with me no damn way. So it's going to be a program and a protocol and a process. But if you have 8 to 12 weeks to spend and we're still deciding whether it's going to be 8 or 12, just stay in contact with me. And by the middle of the summer, that whole program will be laid out for you. I'm trying to set it up where you